Hello everybody, this is Bud, and I'm one of the proud owners of the SecretEscape, and been out here for 10 days working on this boat. I think all of you know how much I love it, and what a labor of love it is. So I was asked to make a video to kind of go through some of the new things, so let's get started. First thing you're going to notice is we have new refrigerators. Very excited about that. We got rid of the old propane fridges. We now have some nice 10.1 cubic foot Magic Chef top freezer. There's the freezer. Here's the cold box. These are 110 fridges, similar to what you might have at home. One thing I do want to touch on is the controls. So you have a set button here to turn the refrigerator off or to adjust the settings. To adjust the settings, you just press it. There's high, low, medium. I find medium to be a really good setting. It keeps everything very cold and the freezer is cold. So your temperature inside the icebox is about 40 degrees, which is ideal. To turn the fridge off, you simply press and hold the set button for 3 seconds and it shuts off. To turn it back on, press the set button, 3 seconds, and it turns back on. It's that simple. These things work awesome, and we'll get more into it as the video goes here, but hope you all enjoy this part. As you can see, the new pair of refrigerators are installed in the old location. I took apart, well, I didn't, had some help. Mary Jones and her boyfriend Philip were here, and they took apart, Philip took apart these vents down here. Remember how badly beaten they were. Cleaned them up real nice, clear coated them, and reinstalled them. They look a lot better. Everything is custom framed, so it's all good. You'll notice an instruction sheet up here on the fridge. I'm advising everybody to run the generator 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening. You'll get 10 to 12 hours of use on all 3 items. That's both refrigerators and the freezer with a full charge. So 3 hours usually is about all it takes to get a full charge. All right, moving over here to the console, I want to point something out. I have the generator running currently. So at first it starts out on bulk charging, and then it'll switch to absorb charging. And then when it gets below about 14 amps, it switches to what is called float charging. Float charging is a trickle charge. It's just kind of putting a light charge on the batteries. When it gets to float, the batteries are full. So when it gets to float, you can shut down the generator. After you shut down the generator, you'll have about 12 hours of runtime with both refrigerators and the freezer. So please plan accordingly. The Romines donated this new dual Sirius XM Bluetooth stereo. Simple to use. Your on-off button is right here. Press it off, press it on. Channels up, channels down, band, mode. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Don't forget this switch up here. When the switch is in, the amplifier is turned off. The amplifier must be turned on in order to hear the sound. When you're not using the stereo, it is recommended to push that button in. It saves your 12-volt house battery system. Beautiful stereo. Sounded good. We have a beautiful new couch. Nice, it's a very comfortable couch, but warning, if you happen to lay down or even sit down on that couch, it is highly likely that you're going to take a nap. I want to point out the new carpeting. We have gorgeous new carpeting in here. Actually, the new carpeting is inside and out, but we'll get to the outside in a minute. The carpeting is beautiful. It's kind of a gray, green, tan, very, very nice, luxurious carpet. Company did a nice job on the install. And of course, the new mattresses in all the staterooms. Bathrooms, very little change there. Downstairs. Again, the new mattresses. Everything's been checked. All the lights work. Fans work. Air conditioning works. Here's the other lower bedroom. I put a new fan in there last year. Some of you don't know about that one yet, but we have a nice new fan in there. The old plastic one just didn't hold up. The rear stateroom again. Beautiful, beautiful new mattresses. And again, the nice carpeting. Can't believe what a difference this new carpeting made. So, TV is still here. The VCR, I ran the wires through the wall rather than have them come through the cabinet. So now everything is as it should be. Moving out onto the foredeck. Now, we have the sun's laying down, so it's going to be hard to tell because we have shadows. But I'm going to scan around, and you're going to notice the beautiful new outdoor carpeting. The guys at Bulldog Marine did an outstanding job carpeting the outside of this boat. And I know it was a little expensive, but it is just beautiful, the job they did. So sing praises to them. And again, please take care. There's the steps, everything's redone. And one thing I want to really point out here is when you open gates, like this one, lift up, pick up on the gate so that the bottom is not dragging on the carpet, okay? We don't want to tear the carpeting. I'm going to go over here and do this one as well. This goes for every gate because they all tend to drag on the carpeting a little bit. So when you open the gate, just lift up on it like that and open it. And that way we won't tear up the carpet. Next on the foredeck is our new Magic Chef chest freezer. This was added last year. Some of you haven't seen it yet. It does a wonderful job. It's new, it's power efficient, and works very well. I will say this, if you don't need the freezer, turn it off and use the freezers inside the galley. By turning off at least one machine, you extend your runtime on your inverters by maybe 3 or 4 hours. So if you don't need it, don't run it. But of course, if you do need it, absolutely run it. Now I want to show you. you have a knob down here. This knob controls on, off, and your setting. Setting number 3 does a real nice job of freezing everything. And of course, if you want to turn the freezer off, you don't have to unplug it. You simply turn that knob to O or off. You'll notice that the door frames have been repainted. They look much nicer now. Mary and her boyfriend took these doors apart, masked everything off, painted them, and they look great. So kudos to them. I want to direct your attention to the beautiful new charbroil barbecue that we have. This was donated to the boat by Debbie and Gary Bilek, and they actually brought it out here, and Gary spent most part of the day assembling this grill. You can access the propane now through the front door, turn the valve on, barbecue, shut the valve back off. It's a 4-burner unit. It's brand new. Gary also provided us with these grill mats. They're a thin copper material that you put on the grill. And when you're cooking, I mean, you even get the grill marks on your meat, your steaks, or your whatever you're cooking, your chicken. So I recommend everybody use these grill mats, because here's the beauty of it. When you're done, you take the grill mat off, you wipe it down with a paper towel, maybe take it to the sink and wash it with dish soap. You put it back on, and the barbecue stays nice and clean. Gary and Debbie even provided us with a really nice cover for the barbecue, but as you can see, the wind is trying to take it out of here. So in windy conditions, I would highly recommend that we take the cover off in order to preserve it. Alright, so I'm going to walk through the living area here. Oh, one thing I want to point out, I personally put in about an hour into cleaning this stove. Ladies, let's try to take care of it. This stove was a mess. Oh, nice and clean now. All the appliances have been cleaned. All the windows have been cleaned inside and out. I'll show you here if I can. So now walking through, because it's just too windy outside to deal with, but we're going to go on the back deck and take a look back here. And again, you can see the nice new carpeting we have. I bought a new trash can, so we have a new trash can back here. Everything's washed down and clean. One thing I want to touch on here is the door. This is the back door on the back deck here, storage compartment. It's easy to open. Any child can do it. Pretty simple. But you can see how this door has been broken. And how that happens is people trying to push it shut like this. Pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. You don't have to push it. All you do is simply reach down, grab this handle, pull it open, and it's just as easy to close as it is to open. We still have rail damage on this boat. This comes from people with large boats tying their boats up to the railing. This railing is not meant as a boat tie. For years now, we've been impressing this upon you. Please do not tie your boats to this railing. That's not what it's for. When this railing pulls away, it's going to cost us about, my guess, about $3,500 to replace. Top deck. As you can see, nice and clean. We have new deck chairs. We have 10 of them. My wife and I bought those last year. We ask that you do not use those on the beach. They're for this top deck. If anybody feels so inclined, we only have 3 plastic chairs left. Those are for use on the beach. If somebody would like to bring out some new plastic chairs, that would be awesome. Also, the zippers on our sleeping pads have gone away. Gary and I tried using some Velcro, but I can see that that's already failing. Do the best you can, but unfortunately, until we get these replaced, they are what they are. We put new quality gas lines on last year. We had them stashed under the bow for the winter so they wouldn't be sitting here in the sun. Everything's been hooked up, everything's been primed. I do want to show you something though. A couple of owners have had issues with losing prime on the fuel system. Here's how that happens. Somebody picks up the nozzle and they reach down and they pull this trigger. And what that does is that opens the valve, and because this is higher than the tank, air sucks into this line. As air sucks in, the fuel goes back in the tank, you lose your prime, and now you've got no fuel. So instruct everybody not to mess with those. They're strictly for fueling your toys. Moving forward, still have the table and chairs here. Seem like they're in pretty good shape. You'll notice how nice and clean everything is. Debbie Bylick spent the better part of one day up here scrubbing this top deck. And I'm gonna show you from nose. Yep, she even stood out there and brushed it all down and washed it, to tail. And you know, I think if there's anybody in this group that loves us, it's got to be Debbie. Because when she finished, she was doing a happy dance up here, singing, "I love the Secret Escape." She even cleaned under these cushions. So, why do I show everybody all this stuff? Why do I bore you with it? Well, I hope you're not bored to begin with. Some of us take great care and put in a lot of effort to keep this boat up and keep it looking nice. And we do it not for only for our own benefit, we do it to benefit all of you. So if you all just do your part and keep it looking this way, it just makes for a better vacation for each and every one of us. And I don't know, I keep saying this, but I can't say it enough. Take pride in ownership. This is a beautiful boat and a great way to have a vacation. And I'll tell you, right now, 2018 is looking like it is going to be an awesome year. I hope you all enjoy this video. My wish is that you all come out here and have the vacation of a lifetime and make lifetime memories with your friends and family, and just kind of put a little bit of your heart and soul back into this boat. Leave it just one tiny bit better than when you got here, and in no time at all we're going to have the best boat in the fleet. Okay, folks, so from on the water here aboard the SecretEscape in Workweek Marina on Lake Powell, Page, Arizona, this is Bud and I'm signing off. And I wish all of you a happy, healthy, and most enjoyable 2018. So long, everybody. What's this? Something else that's new. We have a new buoy, buoy number 32. They replaced all the buoys here this year. And we are currently spinning around it, thanks to the wind.